Good morning, West Michigan. Thanks so much for being here with us on this Monday. I'm Jay Plyburn.
And I'm Meredith Trahar. Our Emily Scarlett has the morning off after a very snowy holiday weekend. All is relatively quiet on your Monday morning, thankfully. Meteorologist Blake Hansen in for Sam. And Blake, a bit more snow on tap for today, but nothing compared to the blizzard, right?
Oh, nothing compared to what we dealt with the last few days, and that's good news. We need a little break in the weather, and really after today, we will see a big break in our weather. And in fact, we have a large warming trend on the way, especially when you factor in it's late December now, and as we head into early January, temperatures will be much warmer than average. But here's the look in Grand Haven, Snug Harbor right now. You can see that pancake ice on the channel there with all the recent cold air. 20 degrees the number in Grand Haven. Numbers around the board. Generally teens as you work your way away from the lakeshore. Lower 20s at the lakeshore, including 22 at Muskegon and Holland. The good news as well, the wind has finally settled down, and we don't have any of those strong wind gusts on the order, at least for the next few days. Winds only about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, for the most part, all is quiet. You still want to give yourself some extra time this morning, especially those secondary back roads, still very snow covered, still very dicey. But as we head into this Monday, we're going to be tracking a few additional lake effect snow showers that will try to blossom as another system dives to our south. So the main snow will be to our south. You can see this little low pressure out towards Iowa, but we'll see some lake effect snow develop as the day goes on. We could see an inch or two in some of our lakeshore communities, but hour by hour forecast today, notice how the snow kind of sets up shop once again along and west of US 131. Hour by hour forecast in the way of those numbers, showcasing generally lower 20s, so a little warmer than the last few days, and warmer temperatures will prevail much of this 10-day outlook. We'll break down how warm we can turn later this half hour.
Blake, thank you. And while we are expecting a bit of snow today, progress is expected to be made on many of Kent County's neighborhood roads.
The Kent County Road Commission has been making state roads a priority for drivers, but they continue to urge drivers to make room for snowplow drivers. 13 on your side's Trevier Gonzalez joins us live. Trevier, how are neighborhoods looking now?
Hey, Jay, Meredith, good morning. We are on Ferris Street, which is right off of Alpine here. We take a look, the roads are covered in snow. However, we can see that it has been plowed, but as you said, it has been, the priority has been those state roads. And if we continue moving forward, it's very possible that these neighborhood roads can be treated more and more as those conditions have been lessening, and this could happen, even as soon as later today. Now, on Christmas Day, the Kent County Road Commission said they would not be plowing neighborhood roads just because their focus were those more major roadways. Now, you might remember that we mentioned that materials like salt and sand were just not effective because of those blizzard conditions that we were facing across West Michigan. But that has changed. Yesterday, the commission said that they're now using de-icing materials on state roads. The city of Grand Rapids, too, is beginning to plow area streets. We're told now is not the time to forget about odd, even parking. And that's because city workers really need to address roads across Grand Rapids streets.
It's a bit challenging, especially narrow streets. Now that we have the front plows on the trucks, we really need people to abide by the rules.
Well, roads throughout the city of Grand Rapids and Kent County are drivable. It is still encouraged that drivers themselves remain cautious. Now, the winds out here, we're getting just very light snowfall. The wind is, I would say, almost non-existent where we are right now. And so once again, that makes the conditions to be able to do more to these neighborhood roads and to make things happen. So if you are on the road, of course, the name of the game is to continually just give room to those plow drivers. There are blind spots, and they have a job to do to make this drivable and safe for everyone. So for now, live in Kent County, Trevier Gonzalez, 13 on your side.
We are certainly grateful for their hard work. Trevier, thank you so much. Well, this weekend's blizzard stranded thousands of travelers across the country. Thankfully, not as impactful for their flights back home. Here's a look at the Ford International Airport's flight tracker. As you can see, for the most part, everything is on time. Only a few cancellations. That is a stark difference compared to Saturday. According to FlightAware, nearly 7,000 flights were canceled in the U.S. on Christmas Eve, and 15,000 were delayed.
Windy conditions created massive snow drifts over the weekend. At Pound Buddies Muskegon, a 10-foot deep drift covered kennels and walkways needed to let the furry friends out. The organization took their concerns to social media, where strangers answered the call for help. 40 volunteers came to help clear snow on Saturday. It took them just over an hour and a half to clear those 10-foot drifts, which allowed dogs a chance to get outside.
So we just didn't know what we were going to do. So we put that post out and people started coming up, and then those tears turned into tears of joy. I mean, they absolutely rocked it. It was amazing. We cannot thank everybody enough.
That snow could have had dire consequences for the shelter. It was covering heating vents that let carbon monoxide out of the building.